What are we coming up to here? When the market opened today, when the market like all the way down to here, what's this? This is the 200 period moving average. Is this thing powerful? Does this matter? Is this a place that people are looking to buy? We're starting to come into the 200. So what happens around the 200 has importance and has some significance. Anybody that's in masterclass should understand the power of the 50, the power of the 200, especially on the daily, right? We're all underneath everything. We gap down, heading down, and what happens here is going to have some significance. So I'm kind of watching these things before the market opens, before everything starts. I think there's a big gap to fill. I think we're a little overstretched to the downside. We could see a little snapback rebound, or we could say a little dead cat bounce and then a fall, right? So look, even in the pre-market, here's the 5-minute chart. Here's like 8 o'clock or something in the or 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. Come up. Already we're starting to fall, starting to fall, starting to fall, starting to fall, right? And here's where stuff starts to happen. So I'm coming in with that thought. We have a gap to fill. We may be overstretched. It may want to bounce. We might find buy the dippers coming in right here because it was such a big drop down. I know for me, I'm closing some of my short positions and taking profit. Probably there's a lot of people doing that because we're coming into the 200, right? So all this stuff goes into tone and goes into your thought process. Birdman covers a lot of this in the pre-market. It's really important to be thinking before the day starts about what happens. Now, would you consider this to be from yesterday's close to where we opened and then this move down? Would you consider this to be a pretty big move down to here? Yes or no? Pretty big move down for sure, right? So what do? Those of you that know me, what do I do when I see a big move down and then I get a first bounce? Boing. Is that buyable? Is that something that I like to jump on top of? No, I always sit out the first bounce. Many of you that know me know when we've got a big move down, either violent or a sustained move down, when we get that first little bounce, don't fall for it. Don't jump on. That's not my train. My train's coming. Look for a retest. Look to see what happens when it comes back down. Can we make a higher low? Do we make a lower low? Do we make a double bottom? Well, what happened here? Let me pull up both so we can see both. Here's our first bounce. Don't fall for it. Plus, look at the 20. Screaming down. That's pretty angled, isn't it? And what happens? Bang. On down. I actually did my first short trade right here. I went short here and I converted there, right? And then, yeah, double bottom. And you can see we're finding support right at a key area where we should find support, right? So what do I like to look for? I don't even trade that first bar up. I don't trade this one. I don't trade this one. I don't trade this one. I wait for the pullback. We got a higher low. This is starting to hold. The moment this thing starts to go up, here's my trade number one. Bang, converted. Now here's the other thing. What happens when the market gaps down and it falls so violently as much as we have? What else is happening that we need to be aware of? Something called the VIX. What do we care about the VIX for? Or for me, I really care about the VIX one day, even more. When the market is falling, what happens to these things? See if you know in the chat. What happens to the VIX one day when the market is falling violently? Yeah, they spike up. Okay, so why do we care? Well, what happens when they spike up? What do they control? The prices of. Why is volatility good? Options are priced. Part of what goes into the pricing of the options is the volatility. So when volatility is higher, the option prices expand. Now, if you have an ice cream cone, and it normally costs $1, but because of volatility, today it costs $1.80. Do you want to buy that ice cream cone or sell it to somebody else? Yeah. I'm going to sell it to somebody else, let theta decay kick in, and then watch this thing eke away, right? I want to be the option seller because I have an advantage. This thing isn't worth 180. It's overpriced. The prices are inflated. So I want to be the guy selling the thing that's overpriced, not buying the thing that's overpriced. So I know going into the day, the advantage today goes to the option sellers. How can I be an option seller? I thought we were buying stuff. How can I be a seller? How do I get that? Buying puts is still being a buyer. How do I want to have the advantage? I want to be an option seller. How can I sell options? Right. Hiccup's got it. The second part of my convert trade. The first part, the debit spread, is something I'm buying. But the second part, the credit spread that I am selling, this is overpriced. And this is where my advantage is. So I posted very early in the chat, today is not a day that I'm looking to buy a debit spread for, $1.80 and then try to sell it for 2.10, because that's still buying the asset and hoping it becomes more valuable. It's already overpriced, right? So I don't really want to hang on to this thing. I want to get it off my hands. I want to sell it. So the part of the debit spread that I'm buying, I'm going to be overpaying for, but the part that I'm selling is really to my advantage. So what am I looking to do today? I'm looking to buy it here, and it only has to move a blip, and this credit spread becomes worth as much as I paid for it. So I was literally converting in about 4 points on SPX today. Literally. I mean, I was buying here and converting here, like that little. Bought here, converted here. Wait for the pullback. The pullback holds. Buy here, convert here. Wait for the pullback. Here's a little pullback, holds. Buy here, convert here. I was getting these trades all the way up the ladder. And all I was trying to do is take advantage of being the option seller. And I was trying to get a lot of premium as I'm selling. So I don't know if you noticed, but like I was pulling up my debit spreads for like 220. And then I would get that filled, and I'd immediately pull up my credit spread, and it's already at 180. It only needs to go like 40 points. And when it gets to 220, I'm out. And that was just this. In, out. I bought debit spreads normally, but I would buy them in the money. That's okay. Doesn't really matter. But it's all going to be depending on their position within that $5 range. But the key is sell the credit spread and do it a lot, because it's easy. Sometimes you got to get like a 7, 8, 9 point move. TradingView, it's VIX. It's literally VIX 1 day. VIX 1D right here. Boom, 22. Anything over 14.5 is high. The VIX 1 day is 22.13. That means that the way the options are priced in is creating a lot of volatility over the next 24 hours. And they can tell that, because of how the options are priced. They're overpriced. So buying calls and selling calls is not as good of a strategy today as buying a debit spread and quickly converting. So you can see where I started getting my spreads. See if I can scrunch this down. All right, so here, look, I was showing you. Don't go for the first one. Go for the second one. Boom, boom. There it is. Get it, convert. Waited for the next pullback right there. Bam, bam. Got this one. Little pullback. Get this one. On this one move up, I got 3 of these. Bam, bam, bam. It was really nice. Now, I was posting in the chat at the same time, though, because the moves I was making were pretty quick. I was looking for little pullbacks to enter, because what did I see? Well, we got a double bottom. We're moving up. We have a gap to fill. I thought at least we were going to come back to today's open, right? And then look, we got all blues. We got above the 50%. Are coming up, coming up, coming up. Pretty clearly, we're coming up. So a pullback like this is an opportunity. We hold. We start to recover it. It doesn't break that down. I think I even posted in the chat as this bar was being formed. I did post in the chat. We had this big bullish bar. I was in and out. Then we had this pullback, and I had a line drawn right here, and I said anything above 66.45, as long as it stays above that level, we're bullish. This is just a pullback in an uptrend. If it can't take out that big green bar, we're still bullish. It couldn't get a big red. We got no additional reds. We got kind of a pause bar here, and then it started to come back up in. Convert. Bam. All these little pullbacks. That's a potential entry. Pullback, get it. Pullback, get it. And then get out.
Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video from Trade With Me Now. Make sure to go ahead and like this video and subscribe to our channel so you make sure that you catch our next video right when it's released. Also, if you have a question or comment, please leave that in the comment section below. And of course, if you want to learn more about Trade With Me Now or join our community of profitable traders, go to tradewithmenow.com. There's also a link in the description below.